When I was about in the 5th grade, my dad bought a neighbor's field and he decided to turn it over to field again. But the problem was when you go in and break open a field that hasn't been cultivated for a while, there are all sorts of rocks you find underneath. So I remember Dad would say we were going to go pick rock. There wasn't really much choice about it. And so he and I would go and we'd have the wagon between us and we would walk down the field and throw rocks on the wagon. My least favorite job on the farm was picking rocks. And I remember thinking to myself, this is never gonna end. We are never gonna pick all of the rocks in this field. And the difference between my father and I was a difference of perspective. I could only see the rocks. My dad could see what the potential was for that field and the crops that would someday be there. Now in our gospel today we hear about a difference of perspective between another father and son a father who asks his son to go out and work in the field. Now, it's easy to figure out from this context that the two sons are referring to the audience that Jesus is speaking to. You have, for example, the sons who say, yes, I will go work in the field, and then don't. They represent the Jewish people and the Jewish leaders who said, yes, we will follow the Messiah, but when Jesus comes, they say, nah, not so much. On the other hand, you have those who were not following Jesus, the God of Israel, those who are outsiders, Gentiles. And so when the Messiah comes, when Jesus comes, they say, yes, we will follow. The difference is a difference of perspective. One says yes and then doesn't do it. One says no and then does do it. And I think there's a little bit of the yes and the no in each of us. Each of us has those two brothers who at times say yes to God and sometimes say no to God. And I think we are challenged in this reading to move from our no to our yes. I heard a different interpretation of this gospel from a bishop once who was saying, let's imagine this parable and imagine the brothers, the sons, each going out to the field. The one who said yes takes all his instruments, his tools for the field, takes them out to the field, arrives there, looks at the expanse of this field and thinks, I can't do this. This is too much. This is going to cost too much. So he turns around and brings everything back home. Now he said, imagine that the other brother, the one who said no, walks by this field a couple days, and as he walks by this field, he reflects on how much the Father has done for him, how much the Father loves him. And so this son, motivated instead by gratitude and thanksgiving and love, takes what he has, takes his instruments out to the field and starts getting to work. Two brothers, two very different motivations. Same too in our own spiritual life. Sometimes when it seems like we're doing things simply out of duty, or during this Advent season when we're just returning to the same sin over and over, or it seems like we're never going to make any progress in the spiritual life, we can be reminded of the brother who does it out of love and out of gratitude. But also the good news for us is that we are not cultivating this spiritual journey and spiritual holiness alone. That God is with us, right beside us, that Christ is helping us to clear out this field. Because the good news is He sees the potential harvest in each of us. If this video helped you to grow in your faith, we invite you to please click subscribe down below to help us spread the good news. Thanks and God bless.